Hey everyone, Alex Bennett here, Director of Athletic Performance at the PGA Tour's Performance Center at TBC Sawgrass. I'm going to take you through 3 moves that are going to really help you feel the right muscles that need to be engaged, need to be active if we want to have a strong and stable golf swing. I have a lot of guys that come to me here at the Performance Center. I have a lot of guys that message me just kind of being like, hey, I feel like I swing with a lot of arms. I don't feel very powerful. I don't feel very connected. That's a common issue. These 3 moves definitely going to help you kind of feel that communication pattern, enhance it, get it a little stronger. The idea is always to work it in the gym so that when you get to the course, you don't have to think about it too much and it just becomes second nature. It becomes a little more natural. So we're going to get right into it. Here's 3 moves that are going to help you with a more efficient golf swing. So this move, we're going to really work on loading this glute. A lot of times I see people, they just kind of load this way. They're not actually, there's no engagement there. There's no ability to kind of store power and laterally move it into that lead side. So we get a lot of spin, we get a lot of tilt. Club either gets left behind us, we got to kind of flip it out in front of us. There's no power behind it, there's no sequencing behind it. So this is a great move, and you're going to have to really sequence this properly or you're going to lose your balance. So I've got about 50 pounds on here. You might not need that much weight. You want to pick, the weight's very important just because it's going to help you with the sequencing. If you go too light, it's just, you're not going to be able to load. If you go too heavy, you're not going to be able to pop out of it. So this left arm just kind of hangs across our body. This right leg is going to stay still. We're going to do a lunge. We're going to sink into that hip. We're going to use this hip, and we're going to sink it with the row coming up. Right back into it. Good. We're going to do 3 sets of 8. You can feel a little bit of that curtsy. That move's hard to talk through. So when we're lunging, we're going to feel this big toe grip the ground. We can feel a little bit of this going behind as this pulls us into that hip. But you're going to feel that right glute working hard. You're going to feel that foot gripping the ground. And then what we want to feel is as our lead side starts to rotate out of it, this is pushing laterally to help us sink and have enough strength to get that weight up there. So like I said, 3 sets, 8 reps. So aside from the glute, another thing we see a lot of times is players don't understand what their core is supposed to be doing. They don't understand the feeling of actually coiling and storing energy, being engaged. What happens a lot of times, if this core is stable, you're going to have a lot of stability at the top of the swing, but you're going to have a lot of stability to allow this left oblique to really drive this right side down in front of you. Creates a lot of stability in the club face, but also allows you to create a lot of speed. So this move, all we're going to do is we're going to do a split stance. So if this weight's in our right hand, left leg's forward, we're going to punch out straight and then rotate. You're going to feel a lot of core here, a lot of oblique working. And what we don't want to see is you punch out and this leg go back that way. We want to keep that pressure forward, keep that flex, feel that core rotate into that hip, really coil. It's a great core workout. If you feel like you get a lot of low back pain when you do rotational work, this is a great corrective for you as well, because it's just forcing you to use your core to really rotate into that lead side. I think I did more than 8 reps, but we're going to do 3 sets of 8, always on both sides. Like I said, learn how to use that core, learn how to coil, store energy, use energy. It's going to help drive that club down in front of you, allow you to create speed with the core, which is the safest way to do, not the low back. A lot of times, like I said, we don't use the glute, we don't use the core. We get here, we lose our core immediately. Everything just braces. We get a lot of pinch in this right low back. And then, like I said, we've got no face stability. Club path gets all messed up, hips go towards the ball. Give that a try. 3 sets, 8 reps. So this is another great move I use with a lot of my tour players, a lot of my elite amateurs. A lot of guys, especially former baseball players, struggle with this hip going that way and that right foot swinging out and around instead of moving laterally and then through. You see, Scotty Scheffler does it on an exaggerated version. He does an exaggerated version of it, is what I should say. But he really goes this way. But what we do want to see is we want to see that foot kind of corkscrewing the ground, shearing the ground away. Those are the best players in the world. Those are the guys that create a lot of power and create a lot of force through the ball. If we put them on our force plates here, they produce the most in the world. The guys that do a lot of this don't produce any power laterally. see a lot of like right hip early extension, closes the gap, can't create a lot of space in the downswing. So this is a good move to kind of simulate that, but it's also a really good communication pattern because we're gonna have to use that right glute and those obliques a lot. So we're loading in, I want you to kind of push into that lead side and that foot's gonna go back. So you're gonna feel that right glute, left adductor, you're gonna feel a lot of core. So, like I said, you're gonna feel that right glute working, you're gonna feel a lot of core, but that foot, the foot's not just sliding back. It's feeling like it's gripping the ground and really moving back rather than spin. 3 sets, 8 reps. You can do both sides on that one. Obviously, when you go to the lefty side, or if you're lefty, whatever, righty side, wherever your off side is, it's gonna feel very awkward. But you still get a lot of core engagement, you're gonna get adductor engagement, you're gonna get that glute woken up, so you're still gonna get some benefits. Like I always say, always do both sides. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. Hope you enjoyed the video.